Go hard.
What's happening, Go Hard TV? I got FlinthillStunna here with me today for the full interview. FlinthillStunna, what's good with you?
What's good with you, bro? Just cool, same thing.
I'm just out here working, man, grinding, trying to get it in every angle, man. As far as your latest project, let the folk on Go Hard TV know a little more about the project and the concept behind it and a couple of the features you may have on it.
As far as, well, I just dropped one July 3rd, my grandma's birthday. It's called Doing Too Much. I put a whole mixtape out, got features from everybody in the community that, I ain't gonna say everybody, but most of the people that I reached out to and they got back to me. I like fucking with the underdogs, man. So I got my boy Scrap West on there, aka Spitter. My boy Grit 100. Rest in peace, Long Lil Puka. My dude Celebrity. My girl Carmen. My girl Juicy. And that's probably about it. My cousin Aisha. My dog Doo-Wop. Country did all the beats. Scarface Tino. Basically everything. South Carolina, Great Falls, Ridgeway. I ain't reach out to nobody outside, nobody in the industry. I just want to do everything in-house. I put 2 more singles out after that. One called Megan Thee Stallion, the other one called Rena Rucci. Just trying to stay consistent and work, man. I'm working on my next mixtape. I'm looking at dropping it the first quarter of the year called Big Dog Shit. I got a documentary I'm going to drop for Doing Too Much for the mixtape on my granddad's birthday, November the 3rd. Just working, man, trying to stay consistent and make myself relevant, make a splash in this thing we call the music game, you feel me?
That's what it is. Nothing but respect for the grind, bro. Was this your first project that you recently dropped, or do you have any other projects from the past? As far as like full projects that you dropped on actual platforms.
My first project was a joint project, probably 3 years ago. I did it with. It was a big wave. My cousin Free, my boy Sat, he on the mixtape too. He had this thing with the Sky Gang click around here and Channing Grip. You know what I'm saying? He had that thing with Country Band. We did a joint mixtape called 3 Birds, 1 Stone. It's on all platforms too. But it was a joint project. My cousin got locked up. A lot of steam got took from behind it, so we ain't really promoted as big as we should have, but the quality of the music wasn't no different. Shit sounded good. 3 Birds, 1 Stone. You look it up. It had a good concept. The shit was rhyming just like this one. But solo project that I really put my all into, that I feel like people can judge and say and get a glimpse of me as a person, and you want to judge me, you can judge it off Doing Too Much. It's a mixtape. You can put that bitch in, and when you hit play, it's a whole experience. 20 tracks, 17 songs, 3 skits. And I just tried to make it like a day in the life of me. If you chilling for a weekend, you chilling for a day, you get in the car with me on a Friday, we're going to get some money together. We're going to stop, holler at a couple of people. We're going to keep it pushing. So that's how all my music is reality music. You know what I'm saying? Like all I can talk about is what I know. I vowed to use this shit as therapy and an outlet. So all I can do, I owe it to my people to be truthful and give them a real story and my real story. So that's all I'm doing, man.
Okay. So what is your inspiration behind making music? Like, what inspired you to just start putting in the grind and putting in the work that it takes to really become a successful artist?
Like I said, I owe it to the people. I was a late bloomer in the music shit. I never did songs in school. I didn't record a song until I got out of school. I wasn't a rapper. I used to write in school poems and shit. And I always been compassionate and had passion for everything. And my people, I always had awareness of where we come from. So I just felt like I used to write poems and being sometimes, kick a little freestyle, just playing around bullshit. But it was mostly in writing. And my homeboys to do beats and write. And they just like, man, you need to start putting some of this shit on CD. Turn your poems into songs. Started doing it. Did a couple songs. Shit got a response from it. And to me, I think it was probably the response that made me feel like, alright, well, motherfuckers really do fuck with it. Let me try to see where this shit can take me. If it can get me out of the situation that I'm already in, you know what I'm saying? Anything to progress. Not as, I feel like anything you got that you do, that's a talent. If you don't utilize it, you're doing yourself and the rest of the world a disservice. And it's a slap in God's face because you all got a purpose. And I think, to me, our whole purpose is to be a light to somebody else. They call it testimonies, but the hurt, the pain, everything we go through, if we can make it through it and still smile, and we get at our experience to other people, we can change their life and we can bring them closer to what you would call God, Allah, Buddha, whoever you believe in. It's all the same entity. We just call it different names because we come from different tribes. So what made me do it and what motivated me is my circumstances, looking at my people being oppressed and in poverty and knowing that they need better. And a lot of times how we sit down and talking right now, people ain't got time to hear it and listen to it. So you got to give it to them in 3-minute increments when they in the car and they bouncing their head and their body, man, and they can listen to you and receive information different. So some of my songs might be bullshit and fluff. I'm just talking shit, but out of the whole CD, you gonna get a good little bit of game out of that shit, and you can take it somewhere else with you. Or if the music draw you in and you fuck with me as a person, these interviews gonna let you know how I really feel about life. So that's my motivation. You know what I'm saying? Not to be long.
Shit, we got all the time in the world. Shit. Let's see. As far as you would go in the rap game, would you stay on the independent route or would you accept a label offer if it came your way?
It gotta make sense to me. Like, everybody be saying, bro, I'm wanna holler independent, but I know how much work this shit really is, you know what I'm saying? Before me, big shout out to Cash, Mastermind Records, Baby Gray, Floss Ballers, and all the artists that they had, because that was the shit that groomed me and the shit that inspired me before I ever did music, because them was people I was in school with, Deezy Slim, B1, Flip, Lil Rue, and I'm watching how they maneuver and how they rock in school as a person, but then I hear their music, and it was so meaningful. So, you know what I'm saying, watching Baby Gray and Cash do their thing, I always wanted to be a CEO. I always wanted to own my own label because I understood those were the guys that was actually handling the business behind it. The rapping was cool, and like I said, I wasn't rapping. All my homies was, so I had to find what role I can play. So I always researched the business behind the music. When I put this CD out, I directed everything. I put the track list together. I picked all the beats. I picked every song for it. I ain't have no outside help other than sending it to a few people that I trust their judgment that like the same type of music as me. And they say thumbs up, thumbs down. I put that shit on the damn track list, and that's how we kept going. But to answer your question, to put my CD out, I spent $13,000 with very, very, very little promotion. That shit just, I did 10,000 views on my mixtape. I had 6, 7 stars on Apple Music, but that shit was all genuine. I did it, and it was like testing the field. I ain't know like where to put my money. Now that I know how much it costs and where to put my money, if you trying to rap and you ain't got 20, 15,000 to make yourself relevant in this game, not that's just to do it one time. And people might not even fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? People fuck with my mixtape hard as hell for, you know what I'm saying, 2-3 weeks. Sometimes people still hit me up, showing me that they still listening to it. But it only reached the people that I knew. So you talking about a major label, that's putting you in the hands of people that you don't know. Word of mouth, your business, no matter what you're doing, is only gonna go as far as you can take it. But you can put money into your shit. You can invest in yourself. Not even money, it can be relationships, because that's real important. But you can invest time and grind into your shit and money, and it can put your product in the hands of people that you would never talk to, and they can judge it for themselves, and they gonna tell a friend, and their friend will tell a friend. So I can't say I won't, because I want all my money. So I ain't gonna say I don't want to sign a deal, but it gotta be enough deal. It gotta be enough in the deal to make sense, not just for me, but all the people that I named to you that's on my project. I know that they got talent too. They got to feed their family too. So I keep doing this shit and putting my money into it and investing in them to show the world that my whole community hot, not just me. And I do that shit and we'll go out together before I take some money and can't bring my people along with me. Now, if the numbers make sense and I can bring, you know what I'm saying, my team with me and I can create generational wealth for my community, then you goddamn right I'm gonna sign that paperwork, but it's gonna have everybody's name in it. And they ain't trying to give me nothing, and they ain't gonna believe in my vision on what I can do for everybody. Hell nah, I'm gonna do that shit enough times myself so that I'm gonna make them believe, and they gonna have to cut the type of check that makes sense to me. So that's the only way you ever see my name or you ever see me holler my shit connected with somebody else's shit. You better believe that done changed not just my life, but it done changed a bunch of people around me life too, you feel me?
Okay, respect that. With your first $1 million from rap, what would you do with that first meal?
Well, if anybody know money, they know, you know what I'm saying, after taxes $1 million is 650,000 to 700,000. So after I put that 400,000 up to pay my taxes on the motherfucker, I'm left with 600,000. And if you thinking about a nice house and a nice car, some of them shits cost 500,000. So you know that wouldn't be the smart thing to do.
Yeah.
$1 million, you know what I'm saying, you got 600,000 out of it after you pay your taxes. The best thing for you to do is find me 2 businesses outside of the music. I don't care if it's a house, real estate, or something. I ain't even gonna say real estate, but whatever floats your boat. 2 businesses. I want to tell you what I want to invest in, but I can't right now because I ain't got, you know what I'm saying, my hands in it enough.
Yeah.
Well, next time we talk, I'll probably tell you some of my tech. I want to invest in tech.
Okay.
Just because I believe, you know what I'm saying, everything is visual right now. The coronavirus showed me that, digital. The coronavirus showed me that some people still ate, like, a lot. But the people that ate are the ones that you can get their product at the click of your thumb.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to invest in tech. That's something that I want to invest in. If I can say something that won't get too deep and people can't drop my shit, I want to invest in tech or real estate, whatever I got to. I'm gonna take that money and I'm gonna put out of the 600,000 to give you a whole breakdown. Out of 600,000, you got to save 4. So you know I'm gonna save 400 of it and try to utilize. If I have to utilize 200 out of the 4 that I'm planning on saving, if I had to utilize another 200 to keep myself afloat, then that's what I'm gonna do. But I'm gonna save 4. I got 200,000 left. I'm gonna do everything I can with something to develop my own software so I can get this tech stuff going like I would want it to go in my favor and the vision that I got for it. And real estate, it don't cost a lot where I'm from. We from South Carolina. Cost of living is real cheap. I know houses that go for not to give nobody
10,000, 15,000.
Give people game like that, but in our area,
pretty cheap.
Houses go real cheap, and you can refurbish them, and you can build a community, and we know people directly that need assistance and places to stay, and I already get government assistance. If you put your shit if you do your business the right way, the government will pay them to stay in your house, and you can make it even more comfortable than staying in the apartment or around a cluttered environment so their kids can't have a safe place to stay. So that's something that I'll probably invest in, like you said, 10,000, 8,000, you know what I'm saying, there's houses around here. I got 100,000 just to invest in real estate. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So I could take 50 and buy them, another 50 and refurbish them. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people that do their work too. And that's providing jobs for people that got their own business, refurbishing the houses, buying the houses, providing homes for my community. And I feel like it's stable. A gift that'll keep giving. Good quick breakdown on how I spend my first $1 million. I still be riding in an old ass car, wearing my clothes with my own name on them and shit like that. Nobody probably know I had $1 million, but that's what I do with it.
That's a smart way to go about it. A lot of motherfuckers they'll get that meal and they'll flex with it, and everybody after them just for the meals. But shit, if you keep everything low key, you ain't gotta worry about that.
I understand the mentality too. Cause not having shit make you wanna flex. A lot of people, me and you was just having a conversation off camera that none of us own nothing, but we got the most pride in the world.
Yeah.
Black people, pride is for ownership.
Yep.
That shit ain't for no worker. Nobody like me and you. We gotta put our pride in our pocket, not you, but the camera.
Yeah.
You that's listening.
Yeah.
We gotta put our pride in our pocket, and we gotta goddamn hustle twice as hard as everybody that got as advantage over us. Cause some people was born in not having to work for their business. They just had to carry it on. They just had to be smart with their money. When you gotta work for every dollar you get, you can't make fucked up decisions. When you get money, it's hard. It's easy to spend it and act like, you know what I'm saying, you just having fun.
Yeah.
When you fucked up and you ain't got no money, you're later and you'll be thinking of all the creative and brilliant shit you would do with this money when you get it.
Yeah.
And we get it. We don't stay connected to God. We don't be as humble as we usually do when we down. And that causes us to spend that shit faster than what we got it. I understand the mentality. I ain't never had shit. I just want to feel good. I just want to look good. Da-da-da-da. But you got to understand when you're doing that shit, who you feeling good or who you looking good for. Do it really make you feel good, or you doing that shit to flex on people or to make people, you know what I'm saying,
Think you something that you're not, really.
think you something that you're not. You trying to dress up your outer appearance to cover up the insecurities that you got on the inside. Money can't change. If you doing that, your money gonna go fast as fuck, cause you ain't gonna never be happy. Cause your problem ain't with the money.
It's within yourself.
You.
Yeah,
know what
it's
I'm
within
saying?
yourself.
So I just want y'all to understand it. Ain't nothing wrong with flexing. But if you flex and make sure you got a hustle, you gonna get that shit back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your babies and shit gotta eat. And it's weak. It's weak and it's irresponsible as fuck to just flex. And you ain't trying to at least. And now if you spending money investing in yourself, a lot of times you gonna fuck up. People not gonna understand that shit, but you investing. You ain't blow that money. That's different than blowing that money and investing it. You might have $1,500 to your name. This camera might be $1,100, and you gotta pay your bills this month. But you know you might not never get no $1,500 no more. So you stuck with, man, I gotta buy this fucking camera now. And you gotta have faith that you're gonna make more money off of your product and your hustle than what you did off the $1,500 that you spent. You do that, you go home, your girl might be mad as fuck, like you spent all the money on a fucking camera. But that's having somebody that's not compatible with you. You gotta understand investment and blowing money is different. You go buy a whole bunch of motherfucking Jordans and shit. Cause 10 pair of them shits is, you know what I'm saying, 2 bands too. So you
that ain't no investment.
You feel me? That ain't no investment. That shit depreciate as soon as you buy it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's
not to mention he get them shits made for like $15 too.
You feel me? Like in China.
Yeah.
And I done bought my little boy got some shoes right now. He done had for 2 weeks and the shit peeling off of him, and they official Jordans and they real as fuck. But the time and the effort in the shit don't match what we spend on them. You know what I'm saying? So just be conscious of what you're doing. I understand the mentality of flexing because you never had it and you feel you got it and shit. You just want to get what you want. But just be conscious. Come up with a plan when you're doing that shit. Cause I might spend all mine too. But I got faith that the shit I spend it in might not make me nothing within 6 months. But next year, I have faith in all the shit that I just spent all my money in. That shit gonna bring me back double what I spent on. But it might take a year.
Yeah,
You can't flip shit quick. That mean nothing. You feel me?
Respect. Let the folk on Go Hard TV know where they can contact you for a feature, or if they want to contact you to help promote something within the community.
Definitely Facebook. My personal Facebook is I'm FlinthillStunna on everything. FlinthillStunna, 1 word, or FlinthillStunna, 2 words. Nobody else got the name, so it's gonna pop up either way. FlinthillStunna. Add me on all social media. If you on Facebook, add me on FlinthillStunna or Tyrell White, and look for groups called CFS. That's my nonprofit organization, our nonprofit organization. Shout out to Brothers of Business, RBC, TLC, SHR, all the entities that came together and made CFS. We did the shit together. We try to do something as often as possible for the community. And we just trying to stay consistent with it. But that's a good way to contact us and to keep. It's definitely about community active work. Or you can contact me personally on anything, FlinthillStunna or Tyrell White on Facebook. Same thing.
All right, Stunna. Appreciate you fucking with Go Hard TV today, man.
Appreciate you, man. Keep doing what you doing, bro. I appreciate you. I admire your grind, man. A lot of people don't work as hard as you. A lot of people ain't gonna understand you, bro. But you gotta keep doing what you doing, cause you a rarity. Community needs you, my boy.
Appreciate you.
Already.